Hi everyone, am I audible?
Hello. Yeah. Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Hey, sorry for yesterday. I was actually traveling and then I um, I could not take the class, right? I thought I'll be reaching, but it was late. It was delayed. So sorry for that. Okay. So I think today is the second demo. We have discussed about the curriculum and all in the weekend class, right? Sunday we had a class. Today I will just let you know about, in summarized way, I'll let you know about the curriculum and then we will start with the software installation part. Those who have not attended Sunday's class, today is the first class. For them, I think quickly let me summarize, right, this entire curriculum. I know it is a repetition for few of you, but I'll not take much time. Maybe within 2-3 minutes, I'll explain you about the curriculum, right? So, so this course is about MLOps, machine learning in MLOps, right? Machine learning in operationalization. So what do you mean by that? Basically, when you work in industry, right? So whenever you build any product, before ChatGPT, the responsibility of a of a data scientist was to build a machine learning model. Like there are different steps when you work in a machine learning project. There are different steps: data collection, data cleaning, and then model building, model validation, and deployment. So model validation, uh, it was the data scientist job. And after model validation, the model deployment, there will be a data engineering team who will be helping you or who will be helping you doing this. Right. So, but now after ChatGPT, because a lot of the AI things are already automated. What do you mean by that? So starting with data collection till model validation, right? This is already automated. Automated in the sense what? We have lot of AutoML packages we can use. In fact, if we want to write our code like in a traditional way, still we will get help from ChatGPT. Lot of code from project to project, it will be same, right? Let's say today you have worked in one project and you have written code till validation. If you in future, if you are working with the same kind of problem means what? When you come to machine learning world, entire thing, whatever problem you're solving, can be categorized into three types: supervised, unsupervised, or semi-supervised. So when you're solving same kind of problem, you can repeat the steps. So in a way, once you are little experienced, right, maybe 1 or 2 years, you will understand that a lot of things you can actually copy paste from project to project. And deployment is also same, like automated. But having said that, deployment, it depends on the company, right? Doesn't matter what company you are joining, till model validation, the code is same. Okay? Till model validation, it is same. But from model deployment, it depends on the company to company. How? Some company, they need their own front end to be developed, right? They might have a different web development team who will be working on the front end part. Some company, they tell the data scientist to build a minimal looking front end using Streamlit, Power BI, Tableau, or maybe using Dash, right? So, right, some company, they just want everything should be deployed in Azure. Some company are using GCP, right? So some companies are using AWS, right? Some company has their own server, like let's say HP. We have our own server. So we deploy there. So doesn't matter, like company to company, it will vary, right? And again, there are a lot of challenges when it comes to a machine learning model which you are deploying. It's not a software, right? Let's say you have built a website and you are deploying it. So your website, let's say DurgaSoft website or your personal website or my website, it's not going to change like over time, right? Mostly, I mean, 80-90% of the structure will remain constant. Today, if I have deployed, maybe next release or next version I will release maybe after 6 months or 1 year. So till that time, there will be no performance issue mostly. It will be stable. But machine learning model, ML models are not stable, right? So if the model, what do you mean by not stable? Not stable, I'll give you one example, okay? Let's say you have done sales forecasting. What will be your sales for a particular company in 2020? Now what happened in 2020? 2020 COVID happened, right? Let's say HP laptop sales prediction you have done for North America region, right? In 2020, COVID happened, and what happened? Your entire model will go wrong. The result will go wrong. It will not work. Why? The pattern, there is an external factor which is influencing, right? Strong external factor. So it's not only about your data. It might be an external factor. It might be a lot of things. Let's say what happened. Let's say India's because of some reason. Let's say some gold mine they found or something like that. It's an external news, right? Because of that, let's say Saudi Arabia or Dubai, right? It was very like because of some oil or gold or something happened, immediately GDP from 5.6 it went to 15.7 or something like that. Entire cells will go wrong. So what I mean to tell you, ML models are not stable, right? It always depends on external factor. Even though your data is telling a lot of story, the data itself can change, right? And a person who has built and deployed the model and moved to some other project or maybe left the company. Let's say you have built, deployed, and then you left the company. You left the company. Nobody knows about your code and the code did not work. It's a production code, right? Like it's a product people had paid for you and it is not working. So how to solve this? Entire process needs to be automated, right? Otherwise, what will happen? Again, you need to collect the data, build the model. Here, if someone has invested, let's say 2 months of time, again, you need to invest at least 1 month of time here to rebuild the system from scratch. So this is the pain actually industry is facing. Now, what is the solution? Why are you not automating the thing? So the automation in the entire machine learning product development is called MLOps, which is very trending, very much trending. You might not be feeling so much pressure right now, but because I am in this industry for last 12 years, I can tell you this is the future, right? You can heard about a lot of things like artificial intelligence and all that. So there can be two kind of people, okay? All the AI roles, whatever is present, all the AI roles will be divided into two types. One is business oriented and one is research oriented, right? Based on my own experience, I'm telling. One is research oriented and one is business oriented, okay? What is research oriented? Research oriented means, let's say, people who are working in, let's say, labs, um, right? What is their job? The job of research oriented is build new algorithm, build new tools like ChatGPT and all that. They will be totally focusing on the AI side, right? And they're not bothered about the deployment and all that. So that is like will be taken care by other team members. So every company have their own research lab. For example, in HP, we are building a AI PC. That's the goal in 2024, 25, 26. When HP is doing this, maybe Lenovo and other uh, laptop companies, Dell will also be doing it. So when you get laptop out, like maybe after 2, 3 years, you will see that the chip that they're using is very much compatible with the recent AI trend, right? High level of chip. For example, MacBook is starting with their own neural engine, right? And the recent MacBook 13 Pro, the chip, it's very much compatible with the hardware should support the software, right? That they're keeping into mind. So these are called research, 3D printing, how to write an algorithm so that sustainable 3D printing, how to do that. So for example, let's say manufacturing, right? Or maybe let's say e-commerce, how to do digital, how to build algorithms like research oriented, IBM labs, HP labs. Every company has Samsung labs. Every company, they have their own research team whose main intention is to build new things or maybe innovate, That is one category. And I think very few of you will fit into this. They need high, at least masters and also PhD. And they really don't focus on this deployment part much, but they mostly into research. Now, getting into this, it's a very interesting field, but getting into this is very challenging, and the job opportunities are also very, very rare, right? Like out of 100, maybe 1 or 2 positions will be open. Rest all are like us, right? Rest all positions related to AI. AI means data engineer, data scientist, data analyst, business intelligence. Everything you combine together are business oriented position. So what is business oriented position? All of this, as I said, data engineer, data analyst, business intelligence engineer. Then we have data scientist, MLOps. So what is their intention? Their intention is, their objective is solving business problem using this using tools and techniques, whatever is there in the market. Solving business problem using tools, right? So we are falling in this category. And MLOps is, if you ask me, in AI, MLOps is the next thing, which is very, very, very much demanded. Why? Because validation is not difficult. Nowadays, if you ask a data scientist, any data scientist, you go and ask, they'll tell, okay, machine learning coding is not easy. Is not difficult. It is, in fact, easy. And I can repeat. From project to project. Deployment is something which is very much variable. Depends on the environment, and for everything there are 100 of tools. So selecting which right tool and doing deployment and making it automation is the difficult thing. Every company's goal is AI and automation. Every company's goal is AI and automation. And keeping this into mind, this MLOps is the thing that you should definitely learn. Now, many of you must be thinking MLOps is very similar to DevOps. Right? It is not. MLOps is not similar to DevOps. There are a few things which are common, because there also you are maintaining a software. Here also you are maintaining a software. So few things are common. What are the common things? Let us discuss. Common things are Docker. Common thing is AWS basic like S3 and all that. Nothing else is common. And Git and GitHub, yeah. So these things are common, right, among DevOps and MLOps. But rest all things are different. So if you ask me, maybe 20% is common, 20 to 30%, but 70% is completely new thing that you will learn here. So there are two parts in MLOps. First is ML, and then there is Ops. Okay. So both you need to be expert. ML is nothing but machine learning. So there are a bunch of algorithms. You will learn about the algorithms, which algorithm will solve what kind of problem. You will understand that. And then you will take a problem and then you'll try to build a forecast model using ML, and then you will deploy it in Ops. Right? So what is this Ops? Ops is operationalization. So what all platforms we have for operationalization, right? So here we are going to use AWS for operationalization. Right? Difficult to automate. Volatility, right? Today it is working, tomorrow it might not work. So there are, it is not working because of some external factor, but how your client will know? They will blame you, right? They have paid for the software, so they will blame you. Okay, you have given me something which is not working. And it's okay if it is not working. It's not a rocket science that you will always make the model work. Sometime it will fail. Most of the time it will fail because of some external reason. Now your job is to explain them, and not manually, automatically. It should generate report why the model is failing, because of concept drift or data drift. So what is the main reason why the model is not working? That the data scientist has to explain to the stakeholders, business, leadership team, and everyone. And that also again needs to be automated. So this automation, when you want to automate any AI model, you have to learn about ops, right? So this is the objective. I think a lot of things I have talked about, but the objective is automation. That's in one word, right? Automation of AI is called MLOps. Now, that can be anything. You can build your model The model can do any task. It can be a sales forecasting model. It can be a machine text summarization model, sentiment analysis model, or simple LLM generative AI model. Anything, but it needs to be deployed somewhere. Then only people will be able to use it, right? So that is MLOps. I hope you understood, and there is a craze about it. So I no need to tell about AI and all, right? Everywhere you go, in television, in everywhere you will see AI, right? So there is a craze about it. It's the new generation. It's the new era of IT, right? Where everything will be automated. Now, yeah. So entire thing you select. If you are junior, like if you are fresher, I'll suggest you to go with higher studies so that you can come into research. If you're already working professional, like 5 year, 10 year, 8 year experience, you cannot go back and study right now. Your task should be how to solve business problem, knowing the tools. Anyway, I'll just pause here for some time. Any doubt anyone has? We are all good?
Yeah, Sasmitha, a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one, I know it is meant for MLOps. So will you be covering the complete machine learning topics, everything, or do you have any specific prerequisites before somebody starts this course?
Okay. No, actually, I am a data scientist by core heart, right? So I am very strong at ML. The ops part, I have upgraded myself for last 4 to 5 years. I was not knowing I'm doing ops, but actually every product-based company, if you're working with any product-based company, you are fortunate enough to see things end to end. And when I was working with General Electric, we have digital solution and we have our own product. So everything is ours, right? Product is ours, solution is ours. So we were giving product, also we were giving services on that product. For example, let's say you have purchased jet engines from us. So we will be giving you digital solutions on jet engine data because we have the data, we have sold the product to you. Inverters. Are you getting? So this kind of thing when I was working there, so uh, we have done a lot of ops, not knowingly, but it was ops. Later, I found out. And then when I joined other startups and other product-based company, everything we have to do by our own, right? Everyone is individual contributors. So the managerial role, I feel, it's mostly going to be vanish in few years. Not vanish, but very few people will be there who will be managing teams. Most of the people will be individual contributor, right? And in this course, the major part will be 50-50. So ML also will be there, ops will be there. Actually, ops is easier, right? ML is easier for coding wise, but ops is easier to understand. ML is difficult to understand, but easy to code. Ops is difficult to code, but easy to code and easy to understand. Ops is also can be automated. So once you have deployed 3-4 projects of different category, you will know the flow. Same code you can just copy paste and small here and there file changes and name changes you will do and it will be deployed. If you know the flow, ops is easy. Initial 2-3 projects you will find ops is difficult, but after that complete flow is same. But again, what's the trick? The trick is ops is ever changing. ML is not ever changing. Today one algorithm is there means tomorrow it is not going to vanish. Today you have used some tool, maybe AWS. After 3 years, I cannot guarantee you AWS is the market leader, maybe GCP. Are you getting? Your company may move to GCP because of cost issues or something, and you have to learn. So ops is a continuous learning process, right? Today you have learned because it's tool based. Tool change, your experience changed. You have to learn it. Company changed, experience changed. Today you are using AWS in ABC company, XYZ company might be using something else. But ML is fixed. Entire world will use the same ML. So this ML learning is definitely going to be with you. Ops, you have learned now, it may be relevant for next 6 months or 1 year. After that, anything new is coming, you have to learn that. Not the entire thing, but at least some of the tools which is trending. Now, what we're going to focus here is entire course is divided into 4 projects. Okay. So what are the three projects? Three projects. So 3 projects are from 3 different types. The first project is a machine learning supervised problem. So you don't know what is this different types of problem. Later you will understand. Based on machine learning supervised problem, you will do one project and all the regression related algorithms or classification related algorithms we will implement in that project end to end. We will collect data, we will clean the data. In the cleaning, we will understand what is outlier, what is feature selection, what do you mean by missing value, how to treat it, and then building model, what kind of different algorithms I can try, what is hyperparameter tuning, how to improve the accuracy, and then validate, how to validate my model, test my model, everything followed by deployment, how to package my model, how to use ML flow for tracking and all that, and then registry, model registry, how to do, and then Dockerization, containerization. After that, how to go to AWS and deploy. That is my first project. Second project is on deep learning. Okay. Second project is on deep learning. And here you will do the same thing, but the modeling is different. Algorithms that you will use is deep learning. And it is on a NLP data, NLP text data. So completely different problem. From model data collection till model validation, entire step is different because input is text. So how to handle this, you will understand. And after this, deep learning, next thing that we will learn, the third project is LLM, generative AI, which is again very much trending. So generative AI, once you have a background about machine learning and deep learning, we will use something called LangChain. LangChain is the platform to build LLM applications. One project in LLM will build a query bot. So you will dump your PDF files and you can ask any question, it will answer, right? That is a query bot we will build. And that is our third project. So entire thing, this LLM project, I think we will do because it is very advanced one. So last project will be LLM. And then deep learning and MLOps. And every project, we will have a front end. So if you want, you can repeat, but for one project at least, I will show you the front end part also, front end. Using Dash, I will build a front end. So that if you want quick demo, if you want to show anyone, talking and showing is different, right? Where the user has an interface, they can interact and they can use it. So it gives a lot of positive effect. So you should know at least a basics, not very professional, but at least basics how to build a quick business professional front end. We are not web developers, so we are not expert in that. That is fine. But can we quickly show something to the user so that the user can interact with it, right? So we will also build a front end for one of the project. So this is the flow. So I think you got it. Right? So everything repeated 3 times. So by the end of third project, you will be self-sufficient to work on some more projects. Maybe 3 projects you do here, 4 to 5 projects you can practice by your own, repeat the same step, and you will be able to do it. And then there will be a CV preparation class where I will explain you how to, it is a general class. So normally what are the mistakes people do that we will talk about, and how to write things, whatever you have done into projects. What are the things that you should keep in your CV so that it will be shortlisted? Okay, so this is the whole objective. I think you got the flow,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, thanks for the detailed explanation. I read somewhere in one of your video saying that if somebody covers your program, that they can entitle that they have like a couple of years of experience in DS and AI, whatever it is,
Yes.
and that they can showcase to the industry. But if a person like me, who is in the industry, say like more than 15 years, and who's into management and who is looking for a kind of career change, then how exactly this will be useful?
See, if you are already in a very high level leadership role, I think still you have to be an individual contributor, maybe not 100%, but to some extent, right? Because what I have seen is my managers, they are also coding, and I am also having 12 plus, I think, yes, 12 years of experience. But when I'm trying to get any role, most of the roles are IC. I like IC roles. I don't like management, but before it was not there, but now it is IC. Most of the calls that I'm getting right now is related to IC role, right? I'm not very much sure, but especially for in my case, I'm getting IC roles. So what I can tell you is, um, this course when you are a leader, definitely you should take. Why? You might not code from scratch, maybe junior will code. But having said that, who will generate idea? It is the leaders who generate idea, and from there it will flow to the juniors. Juniors might be good at coding, but because you have 10, 15, 20 years of experience, you have seen the industry, you have worked in multiple organizations. Now you know the things. With AI knowledge, you can understand, you can relate how the manual things in your organization can be automated. And that is the project's ideas, right? That is the task of leadership team. Let's say I'm manager. Under me, let's say 20 people are working or 5 people are working. So what kind of project I should bring? And that is my headache. That's not a junior intern's headache. I'll just tell, okay, you work on this and they'll work on that. But generating idea is even more difficult than working. Are you getting? So if somebody will tell me you have to solve a supervised sales forecasting project for this client, this is easy. Give me the data, I know the coding, I'll do it. But what next? How, I mean, all the risk you are taking. What if the project idea is failed? If you don't have the technical knowledge, it's very difficult to generate ideas which will work, which will generate revenue. And that is where I have seen, you will not believe the, I mean, you can go and my LinkedIn and check. There is CEO of Toshiba, right? He approached me maybe 1 month before. Sasmitha, you take how much you want, how much you demand, I will give you. Okay? How much you demand, I'll give you, but give me 4 days or 5 days or 1 week of time only to me, and you explain me AI from end to end. This AI is taking me crazy. I'm not able to take any decision because I don't know AI. Are you getting? This is the situation. Because when you are a CEO of a company, you can understand, right? The entire company depends on you. CTO of Toshiba, right? Entire company, all the projects, everything. And you should be knowing what is AI before generating ideas or anything. Otherwise, without knowledge, how you will relate, how to, because that is our goal, AI and automation. So I hope you understood. For everyone, it is important. For juniors, for coding and for implementing things. For seniors, to generate ideas, right? So if you know AI, you can generate ideas how you can automate things. For example, you're a mechanical engineer and you have seen a lot of products. Now, once you know AI, you will understand, okay, 3D we are doing in this way. Oh, we can automate that using AI algorithm like this. Are you getting? So this will definitely help you for automation, generating ideas, right? Without knowledge, how you will generate ideas. So for everyone, I think it is mandatory. It is mandatory. I told very, like 2 years before only I have predicted this around 2021 that the world is going to be around AI. So AI is not specialized anymore. It's a mandatory thing. Everyone should know. If you're in IT, you should know, like you're learning Python, SQL, you should learn AI. It's a very common thing, right?
Okay. Glad to know all that, and thank you very much for the details.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we will be I think tomorrow onwards we'll be starting with the curriculum, and I'll help you with installation part. Most of you all will already be knowing it. What I'm expecting from everyone is once your enrollment is confirmed, you will get 150 hours recording of Durga sir, right? The Python recording. And that will definitely help non-technical people to get into Python. Take that recording. We have some holidays in this March, right? This Friday is a holiday, but we like next, I think last week is a holiday. So whenever you have some time, please go through the core Python concepts, like what is variable, what is function. These are the topics. When I'm saying core Python, tomorrow I will explain in detail, but what is variable, function, data structure. These are the basic things you can go through. And I think if you are already from programming background, nothing is required, no prerequisite. Just enroll and rest all thing I will take care, right? So tomorrow onwards we will be starting with the curriculum, and I will share with you the MLOPS syllabus so that you can take a look, right? This is the whole story. Entire syllabus is 3 projects. with some basic things that we need to cover first, like pandas, plotly, and after that we will start with project, right? Okay. So I just, yeah.
One more question. So this course, how much will be more inclined towards the theoretical part of the machine learning, the mathematical part, and how much will it be more focused on the execution part, on the practical and the implementation part?
Yeah, so it is 50-50. So if you ask me, right, if 20 hours, let's say the first project is taking 20 hours, so 10 hours will be machine learning only, because deployment will not take much time. Just need to see the flow. It is, you must be thinking, oh, why not deployment? No, it is all tool based. So once you see how to use the tool, it is not that difficult. Actually, ops is easy, right? But ML is difficult because first time you're learning. So a lot of not difficult coding wise. ML coding is very easy, but the behind the scene, the algorithms, these are math. So you need to understand the algorithm. Blindly, you cannot just copy paste, right? So if you are asking me 20 hours, if the total number of hours, 12 to 13 hours will be only on ML. Rest 5 to 7 hours is the entire project. So once you understand the ML part, right? Coding is very easy. So 7 to 8 hours, if you give, complete project I can build and deploy, right? I will write 2 lines of code to build a machine learning model, but the 2 lines will take 2 hours to explain. Behind the scene, the algorithm is running, right? So it is very much into very much detail into ML and ops, whatever is necessary for a data scientist, because ops itself is very vast. Now I cannot teach you all the 3 cloud platforms. Everything we are taking the leaders. Means what? In cloud, AWS is the leader. So we are using AWS, right? And like for everything, ML flow we are using. We have a lot of options, but we are taking ML flow for model tracking and registry. We have a lot of containerization option. We're taking Docker. So everything we have GitLab, GitHub, Bitbucket, but we are taking GitHub, Git because it is popular. So we are taking the popular things in deployment site, right? So deployment is also complete. When it comes to ML, whatever is required to deploy, those all things also I'm covering. But you can say it is a very much proper balance. Don't think I will skip the ML part or I will not talk about the algorithms or math. It is very much, and if you want to see some of the notes, right? Let me show you just 1 second. I'll see if I have any note. I can share with you the notes also. I mean, you can see that it's very, where is that? Downloads. So math will be very much in detail. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sasmitha, I have a question. Okay, so I see the course curriculum, and there was one more curriculum which was same by you, taken by you. So like full stack data science, it has more topics which is getting covered than the current one. So is it going to be same or it's going to be different?
So the full stack part, what is the difference? Let me tell you. So this is what is the algorithm, right? For a particular, let's say linear regression, simple, but this is what we will cover. So maths is very detailed. So don't worry about ML part. I am actually very strong in ML. Ops, you can doubt on me, but ML you cannot, because I am teaching for last 8
No, no,
years,
no.
right?
My question, no, my question is like,
No, I
what are
understood your question. I'm just as
yeah,
wait,
yeah,
I'm replying to you. This is just with respect to the previous question. So
okay.
yes, full stack course was there and it has evolved based on the trend. The ops part has been included. The full stack part, let me explain you what's the difference. It was totally into ML and deep learning. Okay, there was no ops, even though there was ops, but it is very, very, I can say in a minimal way, right? But it's not in detail, honestly. And what was the main focus? Because if you look at the trend before 2020 or 21, right? Not 21, before ChatGPT, before 2023, Data engineer is a data engineer, data scientist is a data scientist, DevOps is a DevOps. So it's a different domain, right? People were working in different domain. But now after ChatGPT, many things changed, and it will change also. You will see a lot of difference in this year and in coming year. You can see layoffs because of automation. So you'll see a lot of difference. It is happening and it will happen in coming years. And the change is with ops, right? ML was there, ops has been included in the full stack. Everyone should be full stack, whatever they're doing, whether they're building softwares or building ML products, they should be full stack, right? So what is the difference? The difference is before this ChatGPT, whatever courses I was giving, mostly it was focused on ML side, not the deployment. So it is in depth, more in depth than this, because here we are covering maybe 5-7 algorithm. There I was covering 20, 15, 16 algorithms, 5 to 7 from deep learning and 5 to 7 from machine learning. It is a very, very in-depth course on deep learning and machine learning. So there was advanced course also, which is which will be explaining you about NLP and all. Many of these things are not relevant in today's world. I'll explain you why. Okay, it is relevant, but not that much. Sentiment analysis we used to do manually, but now we have transfer learning, which can do sentiment analysis for you. So generative AI can do a lot of NLP things automated already, right? We don't need to do NLP things manually. Image processing course I was giving, which like a lot of things that we used to do as a data scientist manually has been automated using generative AI tools. Now a lot of things has been changed. So the course curriculum, if you look at MLOps, is built based on what the industry is looking for. And if you need those recordings, I can provide the recordings. Anyway, knowledge is always good. And those recordings will give you very, very in-depth knowledge about extra algorithms. Whatever we are covering in depth, but few algorithms which we are not covering here, those algorithms you will get expert knowledge in those recordings. If you want, you can take that. And only one thing is missing in this entire curriculum. Let me be honest with you. One thing is missing. That is the big data part, right? Because of time, because of a lot of things. But if you want, I have Spark recording. You can reach out to me and I'll give you access. So that is Apache Spark, right? Big data, it is Apache Spark, which should be there in the curriculum. But because of this timing and other things, we have not included this, but this is good to know. It's not mandatory, but if you know Spark, it's definitely good. Big data, no need to learn entire stack. You're not a data engineer. For a data scientist, Apache Spark is the tool that you should know along with all the things that you are learning, right? So Apache Spark recording, if you want the very minimal pay, some 3,000-4,000, you can take it. It's almost like 25 hours of recording on Azure, right? So I was taking data engineering batch this year only, January recording. So you can take Databricks and Azure Data Factory. A lot of things are there. Only Apache Spark also you can take if you want, along with the previous batch recording of the advanced batch, right? You got the difference? The difference is this. Ops is more here. There, that was only ML in depth with a lot of deep learning algorithm included, right? And NLP was also there. So NLP I have mostly omitted because you will not code in real time. Why to, waste time, right? Learning algorithm is okay, but you have generative AI now, so it will generate. So sentiment analysis, you have already LLM models, so just dump your data and you'll get your sentiments with very good accuracy. Machine translation, code generation. So these are all NLP applications. Already very hi-fi models are there. So better learn how to use that tools instead of you trying to build something like ChatGPT from your own, right? Everything. So you can never compete with the LLM applications, right? Already it is there. So better to learn how to use the tool rather than trying to build a tool of your own, right? So before 5-7 years, it was not there. So we were struggling. Everything we were building from scratch. Now you have the tools, so better to use the tools. Okay, any other questions? We are all good?
So, one question. So, I am been like working as like 15 years in core Java, and till today like I've been following the same core Java. So I'm a core developer, let's say. So for me, like to get into this field, so when I see the ML ops, like I feel like ops is, I feel like DevOps. Like as I said, you said like it's not same, but it would be different. So how can I maneuver from like shifting a regular coding to this, like how the life would be?
See, this is also coding, okay? It's not like only like it is maybe not so much coding like front end development or something like that, but it is also coding, right? Logically, you have to think and then you need to code. Um, I mean, how you will solve problems without coding, right? So coding is there, but you have to think a lot and write less code. So that's the only difference. And you have already some background. Every software engineer, I will, in all my demo recording, if you will listen, one thing I will tell, don't hide all your experience. Let it be, because ops is like, if you have software engineering background, it is really relevant. You can relate a lot of things. You already know 30% of ops, as I said. It is not completely different. 30% is similar. Like, you know, Docker, you know, AWS, or any cloud platform, you know, already Git, you know, S3. So a lot of things you already know, 30%. So that is relevant. Software engineering, ML is also kind of software only, right? So it is relevant. Having said that, when you apply for jobs, the job is related to ML ops. So they will look in your CV, ML plus ops. So that ML is missing. Now you have to tweak your CV smartly to include ML projects into it, right? What do you mean by ML projects? All the 3 projects that we have done, 2, 3 more you need to practice. And based on your domain, you have to change these projects, problem statement, tools used, your contribution, everything, and you write it. Maybe recent last 2 years or 3 years, depends on your learning. For example, honestly, I don't know anything about, I have never, except Paytm, in my current organization, there is no scope to work on any generative AI application. But I learned myself when I was in Paytm. I have participated in hackathon, so explored a lot of things, and I'm learning myself. And because the trend is generative AI, next time when I will apply for any role, I will add at least one project. And I know, because I have already given a lot of interviews, what all questions they will ask, and accordingly I will prepare. So that is a smart way. So many things, even if you have not done, you can learn, and you can write and you can justify. But without working in project, just learning the theory, you cannot crack interviews, because the interview pattern is also different nowadays. They're not judging upon your coding skills, they're judging upon your logical thinking skills, project generating idea skill, right? And how you're solving a problem rather than focusing on coding part. Because coding anyway you will get help, but problem solving. So they will give you problems. We have 100 billion, let's say we have 4 billion customers, and data set size is 300 petabytes. What platform we should use, Azure, cloud, let's say this, and what is the benefit we will get this over that, and how to secure the product. Are you getting? So these are the real-time based question. So if you have not worked in projects, if you have not deployed, it's difficult. So let's say we have built a ML product, and then it failed because of COVID, did not work. Now, how to tell the user the cause? So what they're looking from you is something called concept drip, data drip. How can we automate tools? I mean, are you getting? It's all project based, real time based questions. And if you have not worked in projects, you cannot answer. So that's why the
Yeah.
entire course is project based.
Yeah, I got that. So I got the context, and thank you for that. The follow-up question on that. So you said one more point that like MLOps, like the technology keep on changing. You would be required like more tools are coming to integrate. Like there are a lot of tech stack is coming up, right? So it's kind of like, is this if you take up this, so is the career is going to be continuous learning? I know, like, see, like to be
There is
frank.
no escape to AI. I mean, whether you want to be in your current domain, I mean, I will not suggest everyone to change domain also, but wherever you are, whatever domain you are, right? let's say web development, or let's say any test automation, or any domain you are, without AI, I think it is still incomplete. And you might not be landing into MLOps jobs, but learning ML will help, learning AI or ML will help you in some point of your life. Maybe not today, but after 2-3 years, when you will become manager, you can actually relate how you can, because every company is thinking towards AI. AI is equals to automation. So how the things can be automated using AI. That is the goal of every company, Now, when you know the things, then only you can compare manual versus automation. Sometimes it is just a hype. You can see a lot of news around, but when you come to real time, a lot of the AI is, is just a hype, I feel, right? A lot of things still cannot be done completely through AI. Like entire automation is not possible. Sometimes it is always a human who needs to give their input. So what I'm trying to tell you to everyone is, if not today, maybe tomorrow, but you have to think in a direction of AI and automation. Wherever you are, let's say you are front-end developer, right? So you're doing a lot of things using a manual approach. So can I use a LLM model which can be trained so that for a particular project, so there is something called RAG, okay? So LLM plus your domain data. So I'll tell the LLM model, you take this website which has been built by me, and these are the code, these are the structures, and follow this and build another website, copy this with this changes. I think with this, I think I can do 60% of the automation. Maybe 40% I have to do changes or add some new features, as compared to someone who can write and start from scratch. Right? So are you getting? So whole idea is automation right now. Whatever you are doing, wherever you are, can you automate? Can you fast? Can you make the process run itself? So like that kind of, that kind of situation is there in entire industry right now. Wherever you are, in e-commerce, in manufacturing, in every domain. So I think how automation will happen through AI, isn't it? How you will make automation through AI. So without knowing AI, how you will, that ideas will only not come to your mind. If you know what all things AI can do, and then you know what all things you are doing, you can relate and then you can automate. So
Yeah,
I
got it,
cannot
got it.
guarantee everyone will land into MLOps. I cannot guarantee. Maybe 10%, 20% will get job, but rest 80%, this course is not going to be, I don't know, ops you might not use, but ML will be definitely helpful for everyone. Or if you already know ops, learning ML will give you that extra boost. Are you getting? All the software engineer who already know 30% of ops, learning ML will definitely boost your software engineering skill. After taking this course, when you use ChatGPT, you will not use like a non-technical guy like your father, mother, and your kids, right? You will be using it like a technical guy. You know how the ChatGPT has built behind the scene picture, what is deep learning, how it is getting trained, and when you build your own LLM application, maybe instead of LangChain, I can give you RAG example. So this is something for non-technical, okay? So this is something for non-technical. You must be thinking how it is non-technical. So generative AI is for non-technical. So whatever you're writing here is just prompt engineering, asking questions in a smart way, right? So you are really not running any algorithm. Like here you are running algorithm. So here you are not running any algorithm. Algorithm, it will run behind the scene. You are just asking, okay. When you go to ChatGPT, you're writing questions, okay? Build a dash application where there will be a drop down, and the drop down column option should come from a data frame. Once the user is selecting the drop down, scatter plot should appear. This is the question you're writing. Now that question, when you when you build a generative AI application, can it be generalized and can it be written in a programmatical way? So that is what you're learning. So in LLM, you're not learning any algorithm. You're learning basic algorithm is there. So LLM is built on lot of, let's say, all the text data, whatever is there has been trained. The model has been trained with all the data, all the algorithms, all the things has been done. So it's like calling a function instead of defining it. Exactly same example. So you have not defined the logic, you have not defined the function, you're just calling it. So LLM means it's a ML model or AI model which is already trained by companies with all the data. Now you're using it for your own, you're using it to generate output, you're not training it. So from model building and validation is done, you're just using it. So you will use it and deploy it. Maybe deployment is what front end, the app you will create. So this entire thing is for non-technical. Doesn't matter you're a software engineer or whatever you are, you should learn generative AI for automation. But then you can ask me, why should not I learn only generative AI then? Why should I learn then the traditional ML and deep learning? A lot of time generative AI will hallucinate. A lot of the things it will not give you correctly. And yes, you can still learn generative AI directly, but you will never feel that satisfaction because you know what, like you have always you have eaten cooked biryani, you never cooked yourself. So you might not be using ML and deep learning to write code from scratch, but knowing the algorithms behind the scene will always give you that confidence, right? Using a tool but you don't know how the tool is created, it's like blindly you're using. What's the difference between you and a non-technical person, right? You are in IT for 10-15 years, so you know the things, how the tool is working, and then use the tool. And
Got it.
if you are coming into MLOps, if you are coming into data science, as I said, if you're into research, you will build tools like this. All the other person will learn how to use the tool, right? So this is something which is helpful to everyone. The summary is, doesn't matter you are a software engineer or ABC, you have to go towards automation or end AI. And if you're not, you will be laid off. This is a statement. It's a harsh truth. Every company is trying to do this automation through AI. The target is automation, and through AI, they want to achieve. So if you are into that category, ask yourself today, and this question you should remember, ask yourself today, are you helping the company in automation? Yes, your job is safe. Are you a person who is doing repeated tasks manually and there is no automation? What the company will do, they will fire you, they will hire someone who is strong in AI and automation so that they can automate your task. Are you getting? So that's why many people are laid off, not because of the company, because they are not. It's a harsh truth what to do, right? I'm also sad because of a lot of layoffs, but this is the harsh truth. And company is also a business. It's somebody's profit, right? So they will see how to do things. Like let's say you are a owner of the business. What you will, if something can be automated, why not? So that's the target. So everyone is approaching towards that. So wherever you are, you have to do automation, right?
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I think tomorrow onwards, all your doubts are clear. So then tomorrow onwards, we will be continuing with this. And I'll talk about the curriculum. I'll share the curriculum with everyone tomorrow. And we will start with the module 1, right? Module 1 is all about advanced Python and system software installation. I will just forward you one video of 1 hour. Please watch it if you are not good at Jupyter Notebook. So it will give you a good tutorial on how to use it. We will be using VS Code most of the time, but sometime I will also use Jupyter Notebook. So these are the 2 coding platform or IDE. You can use anything that you want. There is no restriction. Whatever you want, you can use. Why I'm choosing these 2? These are very popular. So Jupyter Notebook and Jupyter Lab, you will see in Azure and SageMaker, AWS, GCP, Google Colab. So I think that platform you should be familiar with. And VS Code for coding. If you want, you can use PyCharm also. So these are the popular ones. Anything you can choose. And tomorrow, after we done with the software installation and other things, day after tomorrow onwards, we'll be starting with very important chapters from the Python side, right? Like pandas, plotly and all. NumPy, a lot of packages we will learn. Okay, thank you everyone.
Sasmitha, I have one question.
Okay, I'll take this last question and then we'll drop the class. Yeah.
Yeah, actually I joined today. I missed that last class. So actually, basically, I worked on DevOps engineer role since last 7 years. So I have a basic knowledge on Python environment. So is that fine for this course, or do we need to learn any prerequisites before taking up this?
Nothing. If you are from any like not even Python, if you have worked in Java, Scala, C++, or any programming, even in fact R or any programming language before, I think you can join. And if you're from non-technical background also, you can join. Only thing is, I skipped the core Python part because what I felt 80% of my class audience already know the core Python. I have not skipped the Python part. Python I will cover, but related to MLOps, Python I will cover, right? The basic Python, like what is a variable, what is function, what is if, else, while, for loop, is around like you can take my past previous batch recording, or maybe you can take DURGASOFT's recording. It will not take much. If you just spend 1 day of time, 2-3 hours, I think you can understand. So it's, in fact, if you don't see any video also, while coding, I will explain you. So what I want is people who are from non-technical background, they should little focus initial 1 week or 2 week, little they have to put some extra hours learning Python, core Python. Advanced Python I will cover, like file handling, exception handling, followed by your, is that pandas, numpy, plotly, dash, all of these things I will cover, right? Class, module, object, all of these things I will cover. Core Python means variable, function, if, else, while, for, loop, and list, tuple, set, dictionary, and string. These are the 5 things. You take my recordings, it is to the point, and if you just spend, if you're non-technical, take Durga's recording. If you're technical and you want to listen to the point, I think my recordings are fine. Just fast forward and listen once. Spend 1-2 days of time and I think you will be good.
Okay.
So for you, Ganesh, there is no prerequisite. You already know core Python or basics. I think that is enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. We'll connect from tomorrow onwards.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.